So today we're going to be talking about SEO versus GEO. This is going to be a heated debate. So for anybody that doesn't know what's what, SEO is the typical ranking in the top 10 results of Google, so search engine optimization. GEO, which is called Generative Engine Optimization. Some people call it LLM SEO, AI SEO. There's all of these different nuances to it, but we're going to call it GEO, Generative Engine Optimization. That is basically when you rank in the Google AI overviews or in Claude or in ChatGPT, OpenAI, Grok, for example. These are all GEO. So you're ranking for generative engine optimization. So, James, some people call SEO and GEO the same. What is your thoughts on that?
Right, I want to roll back 6 months, just a little bit, right, before I start getting heated and having this argument with you, because we've spoke about this several times and sometimes I get high raged about it. Now, I used to think SEO and GEO was the same thing. Just caveat, I'm throwing it out there. I used to think exactly the same thing until I started to have a lot of clients and a lot of SEOs saying, no matter what I do, I cannot get myself in ChatGPT. No matter what I do, I cannot get myself in the AI overviews. I'm doing something wrong. Can you have a look? And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, you need to understand semantics a little bit more. Now, does that mean that they are bad at SEO? No, they're ranked number one for all the keywords. They're absolutely brilliant at SEO, right? They're ranked number one in Bing. They're very good at ranking, let's say, in YouTube for videos, and they're ranking number one in Google. So you tell me they're not a good SEO when they're ranking number one for all the terms, getting lots of traffic. They're very good, but they're not very good at GEO. So why is that? Let's break down some of the basics. If you are very good at semantic SEO or good at black hat SEO in doing parasite SEO, I believe you are good at generative engine optimization. If you write average content, but you've got a good link building department and you're doing digital PR and good quality guest posts, maybe some tier twos, then your content might not be good enough for the AI overviews. You might not be ranking with the correct semantic triples, using the right micro semantics to get in the AI overviews. And therefore, there's a different skill set, in my opinion, for search engine optimization and generative engine optimization. So this is where the pain point comes from, because I'm seeing lots of people that are good at SEO that are not very good at GEO. And then I'm seeing all over social media that SEO and GEO is the same thing. And I disagree now. I don't think that it is. I'm not saying an SEO can't do GEO. I'm saying there is a big overlap. But to say it's the same thing is commercially retarded, because it's not. Like, you tell me, so here's one for you, Kasra, right? I know a lot of businesses now that want to get in AI overviews. They're not in ChatGPT, right? And they've come to me also. So not the SEOs coming to me saying I'm struggling to get in. These business owners have come to me and said, my SEO is doing a great job. My Google Search Console is going up, but I want to be seen in the LLMs. I want to be seen in Gemini. I want to be seen in ChatGPT. And these SEO agencies cannot get me in, right? But they've got a budget for GEO, right? If someone comes along and says, I'm an SEO, and SEO is the same as GEO, they don't believe that it is the same thing anymore. They're saying, well, my other SEO agency can't get me in. So I now want to hire a GEO expert, a GEO specialist. So why would you say it's the same thing? Why would you not say, do you know what, James Dooley, I'm an SEO expert, but I'm also a GEO expert. So yeah, if you want GEO advice and you want to be a GEO consultant, or you want someone that can get me in AI, then say you can do GEO. Don't say it's the same thing, because I do believe there's a different skill set. So what's your thoughts on this? Because obviously you've had a lot of people saying it's the same thing. Like, what do you think about it?
Yeah, so I mean, the overall strategy to begin with, the foundations of SEO and GEO, I would probably say that they are the same thing. You still need content, you still need links, or mentions of your website on links. But where it is interesting is it's some companies have got, like what you were saying, they've got a different budget. They've got a completely different conversion tracking system in place. So, for example, you'll speak to some law firms and they're like, right, we are happy to spend £300 a lead on PPC. We're happy to spend maybe £600 a lead for SEO. and they've got a completely different budget in mind, or a completely different conversion cost in mind for AI or LLM SEO or GEO. So that's where it does get a little bit interesting when it comes to speaking to companies, right? One other thing as well that I would say is, if somebody has got different conversion tracking system in place for PPC, so for paid ads, then they've got another conversion tracking system in place for SEO, and then they've got another one set up for GEO. Well, that tells you enough to say, well, companies are treating it as its own different marketing channel. It's kind of like saying that SEO and PPC are the same, or SEO and Facebook ads are the same, when they're not. One other thing that I would like to touch on in this is, when it comes to GEO, I think the biggest difference is you need to be more of a branding expert. So a lot of SEOs, for example, like even like guys like myself, guys like James, previously, if you had come to us 2 or 3 years ago, we would never want to be seen on a listicle with one of our competitors, because in that case, we are almost indirectly helping their SEO efforts. Whereas now with GEO, you want to be seen alongside your competitors. That's how Google, or that's how ChatGPT associates you. So, for example, if somebody's searching the top 5 best law firms in Manchester, if there are no articles or there's no websites mentioning yourself alongside 5 or 6 of your competitors, none of the AI systems will actually understand where your brand is actually positioned. Are you a law firm? Are you a plumber? What are you? So it does come down to that as well. I think with GEO, you do need to be more of a brand positioning expert as opposed to just being an SEO expert.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'll ask you a couple of questions then, right? So a lot of people have come to you saying that SEO and GEO are the same, right? Name me what you believe. Right? No, I'll revert it. Right? PageRank or link juice. Right? Do you think that that is a ranking factor in the LLMs or not?
It's not necessarily link juice, however, it is down to the mentions. So, for
Mentions is
example,
different. I'm not on about that's an unlinked mentions is fine.
right?
Link juice and
No,
PageRank, no.
absolutely not.
Right? Do you think that that is a factor within Google?
Yes.
Right. So that's a big difference, because if anyone who's watching this that says that link juice and PageRank is an important metric to Google, but then it's not an important metric to LLMs, then how can someone say that SEO and GEO is the same? Right? So the next one, virality, so engagement, mass engagement. I go and do an email campaign, or go and run a load of like ads to a specific page, and that virality goes through to a page. Does that help in Google to get higher rankings? Yes or no?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Virality and
Yep.
traffic, does
Yep.
that help to a page to rank better within Google?
Yes, it does.
Right? Does that help in LLMs? No, they're not seeing it. Another massive ranking factor, link juice and virality are 2 of the biggest ranking factors within Google, right? You still need technical, you still need good quality content, semantics and topical maps and all the rest of it. But virality and backlinks are huge ranking factors in Google, but not in Geo. And therefore, that is why I'm saying that it does need a different skill set. You need to be very good with semantic SEO, on page, micro semantics, and then maybe trying to do certain techniques like parasite SEO to get in the AI overviews, maybe some tier 2 backlinks to power up a specific page to get higher rankings to get in there, or virality through to a guest post to do it, to get in that way. But not direct, it's an indirect ranking factor. So I do feel for that reason it's a different skill set in my opinion. And the fact that you've touched on that there's 2 different pots of money, why not then brand yourself that you're an expert in both instead of saying it's the same thing? When these business owners are treating it differently, don't then say it's the same thing, because they're not saying it's the same thing. They're just thinking you can only do SEO if you're saying it's the same thing. I want a GEO specialist that specifically can talk the talk about GEO, and then you're going to get that pot of money of what I'm willing to spend. Because I also think SEOs are treated a lot of time on impressions and clicks, right? And it's a traffic generation kind of platform. AI, from what we're seeing with a lot of business owners, they're not actually tracking what return on investment they get in the AI overviews. They're treating it as branding. So they're putting it like billboard advertising is, where you can't see a direct kind of return on investment, but from a branding point of view, I want to be seen there. And hopefully, indirectly, we'll start to get more branded search and clicks at a later date once they've been educated and funneled down the LLMs. So in my opinion, I'm now starting to say that GEO and SEO is different for those reasons.
Yeah, it's almost like GEO is top of mind marketing, SEO is bottom of funnel marketing.